Today we're going to talk about unstacking data. I have a colleague of mine who make a project on academics where he has a number of candidates, hundreds of them, where each candidate has been rated by two raters, and the data unfortunately was organized in such a way that each candidate now is the data is stacked for each rater for the same candidate. So you can see for example, the candidate A and A, this is the same candidate, but his or her data here is being stacked in two rows, similar with B and B, C and C, and so on. So it creates problem for analysis because now the data is not organized in such a way that they are unique candidate for each row. First we can do is to highlight the leftmost column and right click, and we're just going to insert some helper column. Okay, first we need to start with numbering. We number them. Okay, 1 and 2. Okay, select 1 and 2, double click. Okay, for autofill, you can see now the number has been automatically assigned 1, 2, 3 up until the end, which is 14 in this case. So if you have hundreds of them, Excel will automatically tag 1 until hundreds without you need to do anything. So that's the autofill features. Secondly, we assign odd column and even column. So this is our helper column. So odd column, we use the formula is odd. Okay, is odd. So what happened with the formula is we click on the number we just assigned, close parentheses and click enter. The function will return true if the number that we assign to it is odd. Otherwise it will return false. Then we click on the handlebar, double click. As you can see, any even number will return false, any odd number will return true. Now as you can guess by now, even is the opposite of odd, so we use the formula is even. Open parenthesis, again choose the number that we assign for each rows, click enter. Okay, click on the cell, click on the handlebar, double click to send all them down. So you can imagine with even column we have false if the number is even, if the number is odd, and true if the number is even. So now what we can do is we start applying the filter. So select the heading. As you can see, I'm selecting all of the heading here. Go to home, sort and filter, and select filter. Okay, now the first tip we can do is selecting the odd rows. So going to the filter, select true, meaning that we're only going to select rows which is odd in number. Okay, now we have rows which is odd in number. As you can see, this is all belong to rater number 1 because rater number 1 is at the odds row. Okay, what we can do is now we select this number or this data set that has been filtered, Control C. Okay, Control C means we're going to copy this data, and now we're going to paste down here just for the sake of easy viewing, but of course better if you actually paste to the new worksheet. Okay, alright, so we're just going to paste here, right click and press paste. Okay, now what we're going to do next is clear up the filter. Okay, and then now selecting the even rows. Okay, now we're going to select true for even column. Now it returns the even rows. Okay, Control C and paste it here. Okay, now what you see here is two sets of rater 1, and this is actually rater number 2. Okay, and then we're going to copy the criteria heading. Okay, okay, so this is rater number 1 data set. Just going to assign some box so we can clearly see, and this is rater number 2. Okay, so for analysis, what my colleague is needing is they have to he has to has particular criteria A to be side by side, rater 1 and rater 2. So we need to sort this further. Copy this one and then just paste here. Okay, and then we're just going to delete this. Okay, so because we want to have A, B and C next to A, B and C. Okay, so this is from rater number 1 and this is from rater number 2. The next thing we need to do is to assign number 1, 2, 3. Okay, imagine if you have 10 criteria, you just assign 1, 2, 3 until 10, and then we're going to repeat 1, 2 and 3. Okay, alright, now we can do sorting. Select this whole column. Okay, go to home, sort and filter, but instead of normal filtering, we're going to do custom sort. Okay, so what custom sort does is, by default, it's going to sort by column, by row or top to bottom. But in this case, we want to sort from left to right. So first of all, we want to untick these data headers. We don't have headers in our data. And then you see the button option here. So we click on this, and then instead of top to bottom, which is the default sort in Excel, we want to sort by left to right. Then click OK. And we click OK. Oh, sorry. Before we select rows to sort, we need to tell Excel under which row we want to set the sorting to be done by. So in this case, we want to sort left to right, but under which row? I want to sort this under the first row of this data set, which is equivalent to row number 22. You can see this row that we mark 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we go and see this is row number 22. So we select here row number 22, smallest to largest. Remember, we have decided to sort left to right. We click OK. So what you can see here is now this row has been sorted smallest to largest, left to right. 1 and 1 going to the leftmost, 2 and 2 become second, and 3 and 3 become third. The interesting part is now even the criteria now will follow the top. So now criteria A and criteria will sit next to each other, B and B sit next to each other, and C and C sit next to each other. So this is what we want. So this is actually rater 1, and this is rater 2, and so on. So we can see this is alright. So now we can better represent this data. Okay, alright, so I think we're done. What we can see here, let me clear up the filter from the top table. So you can see here, this is the original data where each candidate has been stacked in 2 rows for each candidate. The first row consists of rater 1, second row consists of rating from rater 2, and so on. We managed to sort by unique values of the candidate, where each criteria for rater 1 and rater 2 has been sorted side by side according to the criteria. So this is one of the easiest way for us to sort data in Excel, which now we can run for analysis. Thank you for watching.